The wind will finally back off a little bit, especially West River, but we're still going to be at least a little bit on the above average side overnight. Still chilly all the same because we're talking about upper teens and mid-20s for overnight lows under what will eventually become partly cloudy skies overall. 40s for a majority of the region, but 50s start to pop up out west. And that migrates eastward for the midweek outlook. We'll talk about that and the rest of your forecast coming up. But until then, First at 4 starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group. KELOLAND News, First at 4.
The rules for tourist flights over national parks are changing. Why the rules are strictest over Mount Rushmore.
Plus, North Dakota's candidate for president is dropping out of the race, why Doug Burgum is calling it quits.
And later, the bomb loading team at Ellsworth Air Force Base is receiving some national attention. What award names them the best in the world? Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Don Jorgensen.
And I'm Kelly Volk. A Sioux Falls man is behind bars after allegedly burglarizing a bank. Sioux Falls police responded to reports of a burglary at the First Premier Bank early this morning. Witnesses from across the street saw the suspect messing with the windows of the building on 14th in Minnesota.
And David Larvis Jr. allegedly broke 2 windows that led to 2 different offices. The reports say that he took office-related items. Now, the 41-year-old was arrested for a third-degree burglary, intentional damage of property, carrying a concealed weapon, and theft.
4 people from out of state are behind bars in Meade County, accused of transporting a large amount of drugs. The Meade County Sheriff's Office responded to a call of a suspicious vehicle near the Valley Market store in Sturgis early this morning. The driver of the suspicious vehicle said he was traveling from Kentucky to Wyoming and was on his way back to Kentucky. Deputies arrested Tracy Adkins, Arthur Clemens, and Alexis Rose of Kentucky, as well as Rusty Clemens of Georgia after. They found over 4 pounds of suspected ketamine in the vehicle.
Well, you may have heard some cannons and pyrotechnics going off around the Sioux Empire Fairgrounds and Elmwood Golf Course recently. It's happening while Canada geese are migrating to Sioux Falls for the winter. As the pond freezes up, geese search for open water along the Big Sioux River. Crews are using pyrotechnics and sound cannons to scare the geese from quarry ponds to make it safer for airplanes. According to a release from the Sioux Falls Animal Control, sound cannons are a humane method of scaring geese. The cannons will go off several times during the day, but will not be used at night.
The Watertown Police Department's 2 canine police dogs have new bulletproof vests. Sadie and Leia got their new vests from the Watertown Area Community Foundation thanks to a $2,000 donation from AT&T. The Belgian Malinois police dogs and their handlers received the vests on Friday.
Fewer airplanes and helicopters will be flying tourists over Mount Rushmore and other national monuments and parks. The new regulations are intended to protect the serenity of some of the nation's most beloved natural areas. The air tours have pitted tour operators against visitors frustrated with the noise for decades, but it has come to a head as new management plans are being enforced. One of the strictest yet was at Mount Rushmore and the Badlands National Park, where tour flights will essentially be banned from getting within a half a mile of the South Dakota sites starting in April.
Well, it wouldn't be a bad day to go check out Mount Rushmore.
Boy, it's pretty nice for December.
Adam?
Yeah, but here's the problem, though. It's been windy, and it has been very windy basically all day out in western parts of KELOLAND. So, yeah, we don't have any snow to deal with, let alone rain for that matter. But it does no good when any kind of aircraft is being jostled around to a pretty decent extent. Speaking of our West River residents, there's Sturgis as we kick things off on this Monday. Beautiful blue skies above. Again, can't stress this enough. It was a pretty nice day at most locations in KELOLAND. But if you were out west, you had to deal with a lot of wind. Meanwhile, in Watertown, cloud cover, calm and 34 in Cottington County. A few little wispy clouds up there. We've seen a couple of returns on radar trying to put some moisture in the vicinity, but so far none of it has been reaching the ground. We're at 48 and here on 38 for Marshall, 49 for Pierre, 50 Phillip, 44 Mobridge, as well as Faith. We got over the 40-degree mark in Sioux Falls as well, 43 that current reading. So far, that's our high temperature, and considering we could only get up to 33 yesterday, yeah, we're doing pretty well for ourselves all things considered. But take a look at that wind, a sustained wind out of the northwest at 46 miles per hour in Buffalo, 37 miles an hour in Faith, 26 for Spearfish and Rapid City, 31 for Phillip. And for good reason, they still have various wind headlines in place. In fact, through tonight, a high wind warning in place in orange, including areas like Wall, Eagle Butte, Faith, up to Bison, Belfouche, and Buffalo. Wind advisory in tan extending all the way down the Missouri River Valley to Gregory and Charles mixed counties, with gusts potentially reaching 50 miles per hour in the advisory area, upward of 60 miles per hour toward the high wind warning vicinity. So yeah, we're going to be dealing with this for a little while longer. The farther east you go, though, the quieter in general it is, though we do have a bit of a breezy night on the way tonight. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at temperatures on either side of 40 in many locations in southeastern KELOLAND. To the northeast, more of the same with a healthy mix of sun and clouds. And out to the west, we'll see those 50s pop up more and more, and mid-50s from Spearfish all the way down to Hot Springs. We do have a warmer midweek outlook to talk about. We'll go into detail on that and the rest of your forecast as we head through the hour.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Adam. A small Minnesota town is dealing with some big problems. A city councilwoman is threatening to press harassment charges against the city administrator. According to the councilwoman, the administrator purposely changed a city ordinance in order to fine her nearly $6,000. Jonah Kaplan with our CBS affiliate in Minnesota reports from Kettle River, just south of Duluth.
Monique Doward has been on the city council since 2021. She said the city clerk sent her this, a copy of the general regulations code of the city ordinances, this in particular about animals. And look at the highlighted section here. No animals are allowed free range. Councilwoman Doward, though, said that confused her. So she went back online, looked up the 2021 version of these same ordinances, found this regulation. That line about free range animals, it's not there.
They like all huddled together.
Monique Doward is not a native Minnesotan. She moved here to Kettle River after a hurricane destroyed her home in Florida. She thought, what better way to acclimate herself then to run unopposed for an open seat on the city council.
Just because I have been an American Red Cross volunteer and I like to get to know people, I figure if I'm going to move to somewhere, this was a small town, let me jump in.
She did not expect this. Notices and fines for keeping free-range chickens on her property, even though it was legal. She claims this is part of a pattern of what she calls harassment against her by city officials.
You're hurt by this?
Yeah, because, I mean, that's not what I expected. They don't treat the others like that. And yeah, I'm hurt because I thought I was going to come and make a difference.
We contacted the mayor and 3 other council members and stopped by City Hall, which was closed. We met a man nearby who at first didn't identify himself. It turned out to be the mayor. He later apologized, though, and explained in an emailed statement the council met in closed session and agreed to suspend the city administrator for 5 days without pay and cancel a planned raise. The administrator, he said, fessed up to changing the ordinance, and then she wrote her own apology to Doward, the council, and Kettle River. As for Doward's other claims, the mayor denied the accusations but added the council is working with a conflict resolution consultant. Moving forward, the mayor said, I expect that we are all open and honest with one another as a council and working together for the best interest of the city of Kettle River.
There have been some allegations made against you.
We also reached the city administrator on the phone. She declined comment. For Monique Doward, she hopes the city can move on from the drama. This isn't the reason for a small town to be on the map.
We may get the backlash where businesses or other communities might not trust our government. So yes, it will affect us.
In Kettle River, Jonah Kaplan, WCCO News.
Both Doward and the mayor say that the case has been referred to the county sheriff for further investigation to determine if any state laws were broken.
North Dakota Republican governor and businessman Doug Burgum is suspending his 2024 presidential campaign after struggling throughout his whole bid to get name recognition from voters. Burgum did not meet the requirements to qualify for the third GOP debate last month and seemed unlikely to meet them for the debate scheduled for Wednesday. Burgum indicated in a statement that the Republican National Committee's requirements to compete in the primary debates played a pivotal role in his decision to end his campaign.